Hello, hello! Welcome back to my stream. It is I, your humble host Sketchy. We are back with Reverse 1999, as per schedule. As the same as every week, basically. We are back with Chapter 10 continuation, to be exact, because we started that last week. So, without further ado, I'll be jumping right into it. Oh, new unlock. Okay, some more currency. Cool. Okie doke. So. Elections. And it's somewhere here. That one, right? Right. Let's go back to the Arctic adventure with Nautica. It's part 7 now. All right. Let's start. Last time we've explored that abandoned facility, I think, and we got jumped, from what I recall. Another equally forgotten research station. Ah, yes, yeah, correct, Jill. Back to the horrors. The regular scheduled programming of horrors beyond human comprehension. The horrors persist, but so do we. Another equally forgotten research station. Close enough, just a few slopes away, yet it proves enough distance to put the crazed dogs off the chase. How many abandoned research stations are there? Who is making them? Who's sponsoring all this crap? The windows are drafty, the power dim and dying, but at least the air carries no stench of blood or decay. That's good.
Every room has been checked. There are no hidden enemies.
Are you sure? Maybe they are hidden.
Thank you, Sonetto. Let's take a rest before we set off again. Timekeeper. According to the official map, the previous station we entered is called Shackleton Station. It's supposed to be the site of the largest scientific research operation in a 70-mile radius.
Okay. I'm assuming that Nautica escaped with us. She's just not shown yet.
If even they fell victim to such a tragedy, it's hard to imagine any of the smaller stations surviving it.
Well, research stations maybe not, but a lot of the people could have been nabbed by Manus Vindictae. So we are looking for the base more than any other research stations at this point.
There must be a purpose behind these attacks.
Well, yes, the purpose is probably to wipe out any competition around.
Judging from the state of the corpses, the researchers were sacrificed for some kind of ritual.
Yep.
If we assume that Manus Vindictae did this,
then we are assuming that Manus Vindictae turned all the people into pool materials for Arcana. I know, that was too soon and whatnot. I do have that kind of sense of humor.
There is no doubt. This was done by those snow monsters.
Nautica's muffled voice emerges from the corner. After the last encounter, she had been silent and still, as if like a statue. But at last, she begins to unpack jars and cans of food from her bag.
then it's highly likely that this was all in service of the same ritual Mr. Olive mentioned.
Probably.
It's so cruel. What kind of ritual would require such a thing?
We have too little information to piece together the truth. But judging by this massacre, they need human sacrifices.
Sounds probable at this point.
Or perhaps they're eliminating any aliens. In this case,
humans, in the vicinity before they perform the ritual.
I think in this case it's why not both?
In any case, this shows how much this ritual means to them.
Dr. Doris.
I think that Vertin is jumping to conclusions by assuming that this belongs to Doris. I mean, stethoscope is not exactly an unique artifact that only one doctor ever could have owned. Let's be honest there. And every expedition probably had some kind of a medical specialist with them.
If Dr. Doris was in fact here, then we're on the right track. According to Miss Amundsen's map, we're not far at all from the central region. We must catch up with Dr. Doris before she enters Manus Vindictae territory.
I think that's too late for that one.
From the looks of the angle of the sun, we still have some time to catch up to her before it gets dark.
Well, we've been shown already that she's at the Manus Vindictae camp. Is already helping them. Nautica arranges the food by type and size, muttering under her breath.
Mother Spirit, thank you for feeding us and for everything you provide. And of course, thank you to Miss Vertin and Miss Sinetto for providing the food.
The voices fall quiet for a time, replaced by the soft murmur of chewing and the slurp of canned food.
I'm glad to see you looking more calm.
Sorry, I wasn't always like this.
Trauma does that to ya. Correct. She stammers out an apology that gathers into an explanation.
They said I was like a fearless sled dog.
Don't worry. I understand. We've all gone through things that have scarred us.
Yeah, you are in good company. Everyone's traumatized around here. The incandescent lights flicker as if nodding in agreement.
Is it to do with what we saw in Shackleton Station?
She untangles her fingers with force.
I know you need information, but there isn't much else I can tell you. Insanity, snow monsters, starvation. Death just kept on coming. Frile told me to run, so I did. I ran all the way back the way we came.
Can't check something quickly on the stream. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that everything is showing correctly on the YouTube side. It's fine. Okay. Insanity, snow monsters, starvation, death just kept on coming. Friel told me to run, so I did. I ran all the way back the way we came.
I ran fast as I could. But when I got to the station, everyone had either left or...
What do you mean by left? Did they grab their ship and escaped, or what? Or just left into the snowfields? She stops, unable to continue. Words aren't necessary to piece together the rest of her story. I beg to differ. I would like her to elaborate slightly.
I'm sorry.
Nautica shakes her head, meeting Sonetto's gaze. She steels herself and tries again.
I don't know if it's because of hyperventilation or that I hit my head, but there's some things I can't remember clearly.
That's slightly ominous.
But that fear I felt, that fear still haunts me. I'm no longer as brave as I used to be.
Miss Amundsen.
Back in my hometown, You're considered brave if you can tame a reindeer. We have a racing festival every year.
Is it just me that thinks that, or anyone else agrees that Nautica Amundsen sounds kind of weird? Is Nautica even her real name or a nickname?
Whoever wins the race serves as the voice of the Mother Spirit. They hear her voice, and it beats its rhythm in praise of the sun, and the flag of our village is raised high into the sky to declare their victory. I was the best dog and reindeer trainer of my age. I always thought I would be the one to beat the drum one day. But now, even my sled dogs are gone. They were so brave to venture all the way to Antarctica with me.
Let me ask Google for something. What nationality does Amundsen surname belong to, most probably? Probably Norwegian or Danish. Okay, that would check out. Her eyes drop, the words still don't come. Her fingers twist back together, untwist, then twist again.
I'm not that girl anymore.
Probably the only person named Nautica on Earth? You would be surprised. People are coming up with some crazy names for their children in the past 20 years or so. The air feels damp, damper than it has any right to be in this cold, dry continent. Senator turns and pulls out a thick stack of documents, meticulously organized as always.
Miss Amundsen, I thought you'd like to see this.
An expedition diary? Oh, did you take all these from Shackleton Station?
Yes. Due to the urgency of the situation, we were only able to grab a few documents. We thought you'd have liked to look through them had we not encountered those rabid dogs. So we took what we could before we left.
A survey of the Antarctic cryptobiosphere, an index dictionary of arcane ruins, a polar guide to the arcane cultivation of vegetables. Incredible. Oh, fantastic. With this, we may finally master how to grow potatoes in polar regions.
Are you sure about that? I mean, potatoes can grow basically anywhere where you provide soil, but that sounds extreme. Under the dim light, Nautica's face flushes red with emotion. A long time passes before she realizes she's been lost in her reading. She gathers each precious page, then looks up at her new teammates. There's a conflict burning in her eyes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, Velma, very much welcome. In the end, all she can manage is to repeat her thanks.
It was worth the risk.
The scent of canned food lingers as each savors both the fullness of their bellies and a rare moment of peace.
What are you looking at, Sonetto?
Sonetto closes the door, looking very grave.
The sun doesn't seem to have moved at all since we last calculated the angle, timekeeper.
Huh. How much time did you spend here?
Oh, is it the midnight sun? If only I had the eyes to see it.
Oh, right. In the polar regions, sometimes, depending on the time of the year, you have an all-around 24-hour sunlight. forgot that this was a thing.
Technically, it's autumn in Antarctica at the moment. Polar day only occurs in the summer months.
Oh, okay, so it's not the case right now, or at least it shouldn't be.
Indeed. We've seen it rise and fall several times since we left from Tierra del Fuego.
So maybe not a natural phenomena then?
And even if it were the season for Polar Day, the solar angle would still vary.
True. Also correct. Nautica's breathing once again picks up speed as the analysis progresses.
No. No, it can't be.
Okay, I want you to stop hyperventilating and explain yourself. Elaborate, please.
All these abnormal phenomena. The sun standing still in the sky. That aurora in the broad daylight.
Yes, what about them? That doesn't sound good. Are we being ambushed again? By something?
What's that sound? Are we in an avalanche? No, it sounds like the screaming of critters.
What will it be this time?
Timekeeper, take a look at this.
They burst out from the station's door. Weird creatures flap their wings in the cold wind, hissing desperately at the intruders.
It's the snow monsters! They're flying beasts!
Girl, you're calling everyone and everything the snow monsters.
Miss Amundsen, stay back.
10 minutes of normal Nautica before she loses it. Well, she was trying her best. Let's give her that. Funny thing is that she's panicking when she's seeing critters, but she was perfectly fine when wailing on Sonetto and kicking her ass in that first stage. So there's that.
Prepare to engage.
Okay, let's load the cannons. Now unleash the blast on their asses.
The snow monsters! They said they're flying beasts!
These are Manus reformed Olisiaus. We've encountered them before.
Olisiaus. Is that how you pronounce it? Ah. I pronounced it Olitiaus previously, but I guess not. We've encountered them before. Quick, feed her more yummy algae before she spirals. Is that how it works? Is that what the algae are good for? Antidepressants? Homing agents? The more slimy, the better? Okay.
Then we're heading in the right direction.
Also, I already added that song in the background to my playlist, and I'm listening to it on loop since like last week. Okay. Let's just dump all the energy we have. Let's try to gather even more even. Why not? But no luck.
Activate magnetic
Crescendo? Crescendo!
Deploy the lasers!
lifted.
Listen.
Time for the curtain call.
Poor critters. Ah, I expected more, honestly.
Over now?
They're quite resistant, surprisingly.
Probably starving.
Well, they still died in one hit, but, you know, I've seen hits with several million from this blast in the past. With a piercing shriek, the Olisiau plummets from the sky. As if perfectly aligned, it lands squarely on and heavy on the poor snowmobile. Of course they do.
No.
She dashes out, desperate to save the vehicle teetering on the edge of destruction, only to be held back by her companions. Flames shoot out first, followed by a screeching roar. Rising to its grand finale, a spectacular explosion. Well, there goes the snowmobile. The transmission tears free from the blast. The snowmobile lies scattered across the wide ice field, flames still licking over its spilled fuel tank. 07 snowmobile. Blinded by the smoke rising from the fire, they make out a glowing mass that brightens the endless daylight sky.
No.
What in the fresh hell is it this time?
That was our only means of transportation.
Was is the operative term. Look, next part it is. The worst journey in the world. Great title. Amazing. Can't wait. They trudge upwards through the deep snow.
Great. Mother Spirit. I'm almost there. Just a little farther.
I think she is having an asthma attack at this point. Unsteady and fresh snowpack makes it nearly impossible to keep a steady footing. Each step comes with a wobble as she rebalances herself.
Traveling on foot was never a good choice for an expedition. Evil snow monsters.
Those goddamn snow monsters taking our snowmobiles and jobs.
First, sled dogs, then mad critters.
Her ice axe slams deep into the packed snow.
Now endless daylight, endless glaring sun. Is all this because of that ritual? What the heck are those snow monsters trying to do?
Is it just me, or that term of snow monsters in her lips sounds like a slur? Basically, it's how she says it.
Miss Amundsen, how long until we reach the ruins?
I don't know. I don't know. Careful! Something's coming!
A low thunderous rumble vibrates the ground beneath their boots.
An earthquake?
No, not an earthquake! Lower your body. Whatever you do, don't lose your footing.
An avalanche. Great. The black substance surging beneath the ice shatters the frozen layers, erupting out over a distant ridge. The creeping darkness spreads downhill, fracturing the earth as it advances, towards the cluster of research stations. Sorry. Poor doggos. The polar wind carries faint, helpless howls from the same sled dogs that had chased them yesterday.
The sled dogs. Oh, they're smart. They avoided the cracks very intelligently.
Well, good on them. Nautica murmurs under her breath, unable to hide her concern. Could we adopt them?
Nautica, you're a capable reindeer and dog trainer, right?
Yeah, adopt them.
Oh, no. I really don't think that's a good idea. They tried to kill us yesterday.
Well, to be fair, they were probably starving. The protest dies on her lips until finally she swallows up her remaining objections.
Well, maybe I can give it a try. They might still have some sense.
On hands and knees, she scrambles up the slope. But is it a good time for this? During an avalanche? An ongoing one?
But it's been a while since I last gave any orders. What if they don't listen to me?
To be fair, a considerate amount of suitcase characters tried to kill us before. Correct. It would be easier to list the ones that didn't. Basically, we are adopting all the villains of the week that we encounter during our travels so far. Only a few evaded us so far.
Come on, Nautica. Time to hit the drum.
Schneider tried to shoot us and we tried to adopt her. Her eyes widen, then she nods.
You're right.
I got flashbanged and deafened by that whistle. A long, clear whistle pierces the air from Nautica's chapped and cold lips as she waves her arms wildly. In the distance, the frenzied sled dogs take notice and gradually quiet. Is that how it works? She sweeps her arms backwards in a grand gesture. Chaotic snow-scrabbling sounds carry from afar. The long, unruly dog team now steering to command.
You can do this, Nautica. Try again.
A pulse hangs thick in the air. The sound of barking dogs gets nearer as approaching paws churn the snow into a rushing tide of powder.
Easy.
You made friends! Nautica presses her palms downward.
Get ready, everyone.
Her legs are shaking, but her eyes glitter with exhilaration.
Timekeeper, are we really going to do this?
Do what exactly? Are we going to literally ride the dogs or what? The dog team is nearly upon them, still half wild as they speed forward, yet in a single swinging motion. Nautica pulls herself up and over the top of the lead sled dog. Mrs. Radio rustles nearly tumbling from her perch. Yeah, they're basically riding the dogs.
Oh, totally, mother of... What are we doing?
Those are some big dogs. They can carry grown people on them.
I have no idea.
More wolves than dogs, honestly.
Straight ahead. Straight ahead.
The dogs charge down a slope without hesitation, ignoring any potential pitfalls that may be hidden in the mist.
Oh, right. Hit them around the head and
neck. That will help you bond with them.
Yes, pet the doggos. Correct.
I suppose that makes sense.
Fingers brush over the sled dog's head, coarse yet soft fur slipping between them.
I hope Ulrich has come across friends as reliable as these.
What is Ulrich doing in the meantime? Nautica presses low, burying her face in the soft fur behind the dog's neck.
I did it! I did it!
Good job.
These are the biggest sled dogs I've ever seen!
Yeah, you and me, sister. They are freaking huge. Probably somewhat mutated? They would probably count as arcane creatures at this point, I think.
Lieutenant, we have spotted a suspicious unit.
Moldil grabs the intercom and pulls it close, listening for messages cutting through the whiteout.
A schooner has come ashore due east. It appears to be alone.
Team 1 and 2, come with me. Team 3, stay and keep watch.
With mutual trust, the disciplined soldiers move in perfect silent synchronization, slipping behind a natural barrier near the ice shelf. With an ankle splash, the schooner drifts up against the icy shore. Now, how long will it take for her to crash out again? You mean Nautica? We can take bets. I'm betting she will probably reach an hour without crash outs this time. Because she will have no occasion for one on the during the ride on the dogs, probably. Then something is going to hit them and she'll panic again. Target present as unarmed, but we can't rule anything out yet. Okay.
Team 1, follow me. Team 2, stand by at bunker A2. Keep your eyes on the coast. We don't want to be caught unaware if they send reinforcements.
Her hand held over her firearm, Moldir leads the infantry squad forward in measured strides. Blinded by the whiteout, the schooner's passengers march themselves obliviously into the waiting ambush. Is it Ulrich and his team, or whom?
Seasickness, whiteout, and judging by the trembling compass pointer, something's messing with the magnetic field here. Boss, you're probably the least suitable person in the world to be doing this mission.
Shoot. I can already hear my silicon dioxide crackling.
So it probably is Ulrich.
Find a windproof bunker. I need to reapply the hydrophobic and cold-resistant coatings.
Now!
Muzzles snap up in unison, all aimed at the awakened and his guard.
Sergeant Frickman, take 2 soldiers with you and search the schooner for any other threats.
At her signal, 3 armed soldiers advance through the swirling snow.
You are under arrest.
An ID badge hangs conspicuously on the chest of the figure before them.
Laplace researcher.
The ferrofluid inside his head moves through multiple shapes at the blinding speed.
That uniform. Are you from Xeno? There must have been a mix-up. We have the official approval of the St. Pavlov Foundation.
Ulrich, pull your bulbous head out of your ass. Those are clearly the rebels. You know that. You've been informed, I'm pretty sure. After a prolonged silence, the guard interrupts his testimony.
boss. I've seen their faces hanging in the Hall of Merit. So unless they're ghosts... We've just stumbled upon the rebels.
Correct. Moldil closes her eyes briefly as if avoiding a particular word. Right in the heart, it seems. From Tewinaba, you can arrest me instead, Moldil. You will hold her off, you say, is what you're saying. Right. I kind of get it.
What is your purpose here?
Ulrich raises his right hand to the white mist, his left remaining in his pocket.
It's none of your business. All you need to know is that we're not a threat to you.
Well, if you are not a threat to them, they are going to just arrest you and throw you into a brig of some sort, probably.
We came here alone. No backup.
That's not specifically true, but a good bluff. A voice comes over the intercom.
Lieutenant, the schooner is clear. Only an unarmed sailor on board. The outpost confirmed that they haven't spotted any other ships.
Lower your gun, Lieutenant. We're not a threat. We're just here to play a tune.
A poor excuse, researcher. Please head back to where you came from. Now is not the best time to play sing-song in Antarctica.
Interesting, she's not taking them hostage.
I'm not leaving.
Ah, flashbang. The awakened raises his left hand, a grenade gripped within it. The pin already loose, the pressure of his fingers on the lever, all that stands between the striker and the fuse. Huh. That's certainly a choice. Is that a real grenade or is he bluffing? Moldy backs her squad back and advances alone, her firearm held high and steady.
Calm down, sir. You're a researcher. Perhaps you should stick to the pursuit of knowledge and leave the explosives handling to me.
I like her eyes. Green eyes are certainly a top tier element in my book. She looks onto the tiny silver tethering stamped on the grenade.
RGD5 7285 128 Tetaka 006.
And that means what exactly?
I know the owner of this grenade.
Do you now?
After the first storm, all Xeno equipment was codified under a particular numbering system and distributed among the platoons. But the number on this grenade belongs to someone special, someone in an independent team. Someone who has a unique code on all her equipment, including her famous SU-001 Veya flying device.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what was her name? The witch girl that flies on the broom, the Russian one. I must remind myself.
Slav.
Yes, a Slav.
So, you've been in contact with Team Timekeeper.
And what if I have?
From the swirling pace of his ferrofluid, it's clear that he's taken the question badly.
So the weapon that was supposed to protect me is the very thing that gave me away. How ironic.
With a wave, Moldy signals her squad to hold the position while she holsters her gun, then grasps the grenade with one hand. Her name was Lydia, I think, if I remember correctly.
Are you out of your minds? This is a real grenade, you know. powerful as 200 grams of TNT.
Lilia, right. I mistook her name a little bit.
Что было, то и будет.
The pin whips back into place, the spring retracts, everything resets to its factory new state. That's a neat trick.
Your arcane skill.
She offers no explanation as she wrenches the now harmless grenade from Ulrich's grip.
For the last time, what is your purpose here? Is it about the timekeeper? About Curtin?
So Ulrich got captured. That's unfortunate. Jump into part 9. The Fool and the High Priestess. Moldy's fingers tense around the intercom.
Yes, that's right. Given the helicopter malfunction, we would be hard-pressed to make any movements unless absolutely necessary. We still have plenty of resources. We're prepared for the long haul.
So, they are having issues as well, it seems. She hesitates at the difficult question, weighing her answer before speaking.
No Foundation armed forces have yet appeared.
That's a lie.
I suspect the King George V coast is not their first landing choice. Victoria Land. Isn't that near?
Is she even understanding anything from that static? Her inquiry is cut short.
Yes, understood. We are on high alert. No suspect will be spared.
Mulder puts away the communicator. He is very keen to reinterpret her orders on the fly. Ulrich sits restrained along with his guard.
All that chatter, yet you didn't report the thing most worthy of reporting. Am I so trustworthy?
More like so harmless. At least in her eyes.
You are disarmed with no locator and no backup. It would be redundant to report you. There's no need to disturb Father with such things.
Redundant, useless information, like the hundreds of millions of possible combinations of the Enigma machine that are discarded once the code is deciphered.
That's a weird comparison, but okay.
Anyway, are you certain there's no room for a deal?
He raises his handcuffed hands. A bullet is loaded. That single action makes it clear who holds authority in this camp.
No deals for captives.
Ulrich pauses, though not entirely too long.
A soldier's loyalty should be unwavering, no? Then why did you turn to Manus Vindictae?
The shadows of distant clouds cascade down the mountain, bringing a rush of chill air as if to freeze
It's none of your business.
both time and space. None of your business. Really.
Touché. Did the other soldiers agree with this decision?
Well, a big portion of them didn't, and they got executed for it.
No need to tell me. Your silence is answer enough.
Ulrich laces his tone with sarcasm.
Those who were loyal to you stayed, and those who weren't were exiled.
If
While
only.
I'm sure you have a trustworthy team, you must have suffered a significant loss to your manpower.
There were not so much exiled as executed. Those who weren't. Mulder takes out her communicator.
So you're here to listen to music, huh? My father would appreciate this record. Given this is the only thing with you besides your expedition gear, it must have something to do with your purpose here.
Regulus's record, yes.
I assume the LSCC has made another development, but I wonder how many sacrifices have been made to get to this point.
Not many actually this time around.
And what will these sacrifices get you this time? The expected results or an unexpected failure? I am on the edge of my seat.
She taps the communicator again, masking a simmering anger with a distant but focused calm. He refuses to take the bait. All he does is flicker.
Then I assume you're able to accurately predict the consequences of all your actions? So, where do you predict this decision will take you?
That's a vague post. Her finger freezes mid-air, mid-dial.
To wearing their mask and losing your sanity? To screaming and gouging your eyes out? Or are you planning to play the loyal Manus dog, helping them bring about one storm after another until every one of your rivals has been washed away?
Interesting, some of those words are shining. Is that some actual effect in his speech, like he's using some kind of arcane skill, or is that purely cosmetic? The word loyal and of your, specifically, are shiny.
I don't think pissing off the rebels was on the mission brief. Boss!
Same here. The word rebel, specifically, is highlighted.
Your actions are poised to undo all your past efforts by your own hand. I'll admit, I'm no tactician, but as a researcher, I can see the logic in this choice. Were my experimental method to be proven wrong, I wouldn't simply give the entire project up. I'd adjust the variables and change my method. As a new Laplace member said, there are no wrong projects, only rules that have not yet been made reproducible. Every researcher will inevitably experience many failures. We just brush ourselves off and get back on our feet. Or are you hiding behind your military orders to absolve yourself from making decisions?
That is specifically what she was doing from the very start of this rebellion, effectively.
Is that why you're hiding here on this coast right now?
Well, guess that ship has sailed.
Moldy turns towards the coast. She draws a deep breath, letting her thoughts stabilize in a single direction. The King George V coast, a place where the defense would be favored.
Intelligence has confirmed that the Foundation's fleet is coming from the Ross Sea. Presumably, that's the area of operations.
They should have rushed reinforcements to Victoria immediately.
There is only one transport helicopter, but the journey is traversable for a well-trained team.
But father never gave that order. He just left his children waiting at the ice shelf's edge. far from the battlefield, still on standby. Is it to protect them, or is it something else?
Well, looks like this mission is a great big fail. Least we can have one last chocolate MRE before we're toast. Do you want a piece, boss?
Thank you. But chewing isn't in my repertoire. It doesn't matter how ready to eat the meal is.
Well, that's true. In this case.
Mr. Ulrich,
Mulder snaps out of her thoughts and turns with a piercing focus.
how much do you know about Manus Vindicte's plans in Antarctica?
Probably not much. A sharp shift in questioning puts Ulrich on edge.
No deal made, and you still want some info. Is this how Xeno trains its soldiers?
She looks away deliberately.
Honestly, I've never been much of an interrogator. But before I pour you into Terra Nova Bay, I have to know who or what is behind your mission here.
Wait, what?
The ferrofluid flickers, circuits crackling inside. The situation appears hopeless.
Sergeant Whitegloves, Sergeant Frichman.
At Mulder's call, two sergeants flank her on her either side.
Take him back to the old building in the station. That will be a more suitable location for interrogation.
She signals with two fingers, and the sergeant sees Ulrich by the arms, dragging him away.
Wait. You don't know what you're doing. You're making a huge mistake.
Well, Ulrich, it will be a good time to use those zapping skills of yours. There's no response, no reaction. Mulder leads the way, the golden tassels on her boots fluttering with each step.
Improvised speeches never really were my thing.
Yep, your bluff skills are fairly low.
Negotiations have failed. Guard!
Throwing knife slices through the restraints? Huh. The guard's freed hands immediately find a pistol concealed by an optical arcane skill. Okay, so the guard has moves, it seems.
Watch your step!
Gunfire cuts through the swellings now.
She's a tricky one.
Did she survive that? Okay, so a fight then.
Are they?
And we are fighting Mulder once again. This is what? Fourth time? That will kick her ass? Okay.
Magnetic activated. Magnetic field deployed.
Just blast them.
Deployed.
Follow the beat of my heart.
Time for the curtain call.
Deploy the nuke.
Lieutenant, sorry we're late.
Actually, you're here just in time.
There are more of them? Boss, I'm really not cut out for this.
Well,
Is it over now?
do they have still some tricks up their sleeves? The captives trudge onward, leaving uneven footprints in the snow. Ahead, Mulder marches with her head high, gaze fixed forward. So they got recaptured, seems. Well, that didn't help.
Boss, the situation's critical. Do I have your permission to use?
Use what? The whispers drift up with the wind.
So close to death, yet you're still in the mood for chit-chat.
The guard flicks the intercom on her chest.
This emergency intercom has a direct line to our commander-in-chief.
If I press this button, our mission will fail. But it'll also send our coordinates to him.
Well, why didn't you press it yet?
And we both know what'll happen after that.
Mulder shows no trace of concern. She doesn't even turn back.
What are you waiting for then?
Yeah, that's also my question.
Press it. We're ready.
Leading the way, Mulder pushes open the doors to the research station. Faint moans echo behind the door.
Sergeant Whitegloves, Sergeant Friedman, please wait outside. I would like to have a private conversation with our guests.
With the click of an H switch, dim lights flicker one by one. Light, dim and flickering as it is, dispels the darkness, revealing the source of moans one by one.
This is...
Well, probably the field hospital. The research station has been converted into a field hospital. Right. Frail patients lie sprawled out on each cot.
The aftermath of Manus Vindicta's actions.
Mulder's face is half shrouded under the dim lights.
They have slaughtered researchers from stations across Antarctica. Most died immediately, while others were taken to their base. They didn't tell us why.
You know why, don't pretend.
These are the people we found who were still breathing.
Are they all humans?
His indignation is clear enough.
For the most part. There are some of our kind, too.
She approaches a cot and gently tucks the patient's hand back under the warm blankets.
When we first arrived in Antarctica, we were hit by a blizzard near Manus Vindicta's base. We lost some of our men in it. By the time we found them, they had all suffered serious mental breakdowns. Father promised us a shelter. But now, everyone in Andrea's team has donned the mask and become a mad follower of the Manus.
I know how it feels to lose your comrades.
Some untold story lingers, but the guard chooses silence. After inspecting each patient, Mulder halts at a square desk, a silhouette gilded in the lamp's amber glow.
Alright, I'm putting all my cards on the table. The current situation isn't good for either of us.
Right. And what do you propose?
We need to trade information if we want to stay in the game.
To be continued. So, before we continue, I'll take a short bathroom break, so be right back. And I'm back. Okay. So, continuing.
Turn away. Cover your nose. Better not look at this scene unless you're mentally prepared. What a mess. Surely the work of amateurs.
Let me see for myself.
Well, as you can see, there was more than one person here. How many is anybody's guess. Anyone with a sense of justice wouldn't let this happen.
Are you mocking them?
I'm just a soldier, a brainless follower of orders. I have no grounds to make judgments on morality. But loyalty, that I do know about. Anyone could pledge their allegiance to an undefeated commander. It's a no-brainer for most soldiers. But give that commander a few heavy losses, a couple of misjudgments, and that loyalty becomes a whole lot harder to give. So if you really want to prove how loyal you are, you should follow a stupid commander. The stupider the better. Just be sure you know what you're getting yourself into.
That doesn't sound like a sound advice.
That lieutenant, though, she's a sure way off from being a loyal subordinate. She must have been sick to the stomach when all this went down. Just a kid.
Well, that's harsh. She's just reinterpreting her commands in a way that lets her preserve a shred of her sanity and morals. Dog at 10 it is.
That's odd.
What is? Nautica looks down at her map, then up at the surrounding snow slopes and peaks. She repeats this several times, searching for familiar landmarks.
Are we lost?
My team reached the outer perimeter of the ruins twice. The entrance should be right around here.
Well, the entrance could have been masked by the Manos. She wraps her gloved hand together, the fabric rustling softly.
Sorry, Merton. The terrain here is nothing like I remember.
Just so you know, I've lost all radio reception from the Foundation.
Well, that's encouraging.
No signal, no landmarks, no working compass, and the terrain doesn't match what's on the map.
That's what you call being lost.
What should we do now, Timekeeper?
Into the suitcase. You could just dive in and wait for rescue. Energetic sled dogs, after only a brief rest in the snow, start chasing each other's tails.
Hey! Hey! My watch is not for dogs. Give me that. Shoo! Shoo!
Nautica wipes the drool of her antique watch before storing it safely in her pack. The dogs play in an Ouroboros-like circle, happy whimpers filling the air.
I have an idea. In fact, the answer's right in front of us.
Then share with the class, Vertin.
Shh. Watch. Dr. Doris's stethoscope.
Is she going to use that as a scent source for the dogs? To track Doris?
You're right. It's been staring us right in the face. The sled dogs are canines after all. They should have a sensitive sense of smell.
Well, but are they trained in tracking? Just because they can smell something, that doesn't mean that they know how to track.
Yes, if we give them a moment to smell the stethoscope, they may be able to track down the scent left on it. Let's hope it works.
Also, in this temperature and environment, it could be difficult. The lead dog releases its companion's soggy tail and lowers its snout to sniff the stethoscope.
Hey, they smelled something.
Hop on their backs.
Well, that was easy. I guess they are lucky. The daylight that shines on this hinterland stretches into eternity. Movement across the icy waste seems meaningless without reference points, just as none could say how long the sled dogs ran before the sudden halt.
We made it. This is where my team went before.
Righty then. He pulls the harness and the sled dogs obey in a steady and contented stop.
The guide appears, then fades from human sight. If the devoted journey, let their songs unite.
Matu was right. The Mother Spirit was right. Oh, it was the right decision to join you.
What is this voice that she's hearing? What is it really? The companions pat the dogs as they dismount.
Where are we? A labyrinth in a valley?
Relay believed that these were the only outskirts of the site. She said that if we pass through the valley, we might even find the real ruins of a temple or a city even. Look at this stone wall. There are excavation marks on it. We ran into an abnormal whiteout last time. It was too dense. We couldn't make out any details.
Right. He sprints to the nearest rock face, crouches, strips off a glove and presses her warm palm against the frozen stone.
I've never seen this kind of rock before. Is it some kind of fossil?
It's Toliitic basalt. It forms at mid-ocean ridges, down at the bottom of the sea. Look at the geometric pores and the golden mineral veins. If Frile were here, she'd call it a miracle. A once in a 425 million year occurrence. Frile. She would have been so excited to see this, even if it is only the size of my palm. That's why she joined the expedition.
So she was your mineral expert? Head the boat, she warms the rock before slipping it into her pocket. As if creating some cherished life form. Huh? After a faint tremor, the arcane fluctuation dissolves into flying snow pellets. Instinct carries her 2 steps forward before freezing.
Timekeeper?
Her sight has locked onto an anomalous snowed mound at the base of the opposite rock face.
Not an illusion.
Crouching, she brushes away the accumulated powder. Is that the typewriter? Yes, a portable vintage typewriter.
I read about this typewriter in the file. Miss Whiterum and Nala also mentioned it.
In this era, it typed terse medical records for the Downing Girl, recorded Sao Paulo Rankius Night, and bore witness to Ushuaia's Poetry Society.
That's right. This is Dr. Doris's typewriter.
Why would she abandon it here?
Another one of her belongings. Is it too coincidental to be mere chance?
Well, it looks like a trail at this point.
What's this all over it? Scale powder? Blood. It's dry.
Whose blood is it? Penguins, seals, or the fallen at the research station? The bloodstains could belong to anyone, including Dr. Doris.
Whether these were left intentionally or not, this proves that we're heading in the right direction.
So much blood. She may be injured. We need to find her as soon as possible.
Everyone crowds around, including Mrs. Radio, who had been lying on one of the dogs. Barren Mountain flanks them on both sides. Barren Mountains flank them on both sides, excuse me. A stone labyrinth of basalt standing a sentinel at the pass, its end shrouded in mist. The lead dog approaches, then raises its head, alerted to some unseen threat.
Wait! Holy, where are you taking me?
She's been abducted.
Stop!
Nautica presses two fingers to her lips and issues a sharp whistle command. Well, they don't seem to be listening. Their paws churn the soft snow, drowning out the whistle commands meant for the loyal friends. The excited sled dogs charge into the labyrinth, carrying the helpless Mrs. Radio with them, and soon disappear from view.
They're gone. What do we do now?
Think positively. Perhaps they'll just get there before us. Let's go after them.
Their movements trigger something hidden, causing the snowfield around them to shake.
Wait! There are critters hiding out nearby. There they are. Timekeeper, watch out!
Okay, some free currency. Still have like half an hour. A little bit more than that. So let's jump into the next part. Part 11.
Guys?
Yes? Exhausted, Nautica finally breaks the silence of their long trek. The chief assistant waves her glass feeder, inscribing a tiny 6 beside them. It's left the 5 preceding numerals in solemn sequence.
Yes, Nautica. We noticed it too. This is the 6th time we've passed this stone wall.
So they are circling.
It might even be more than the 6th time. We walked for 15 minutes before we realized we were going in circles.
Concerning.
I'm afraid we have to face the fact that we're trapped in this labyrinth, Timekeeper.
Just like in the legends. The Black Forest, the Demon of the Crossroads, the Twilight Loop.
Well, wait, Miss Amundsen. We need to think dialectically. Let's not jump straight to evil spirits. It could be the result of some kind of arcane skill.
It must be the work of the enemy stand.
I had the same thought, but I don't sense any arcane fluctuations around here. That said, Miss Radio and the sled dogs couldn't just vanish into thin air. There must be a hidden exit, or something else at play here.
Nautica stomps back and forth, soft snow rustling under her feet.
Let me give it a try. I may not be an arcanist, but we human explorers have our ways.
Is she not an arcanist? Interesting. She begins rummaging through a mountain of gear, searching for a vital tool. The mechanical gears turn dutifully, just as they had half a century ago on this same frozen ground.
My grandfather taught me how to tell the directions using a watch in the position of the sun. I have his watch right here. I took it with me. Let me see. What was it again? Point the hour hand towards the sun, and bisect the angle between the hour hand and 12 o'clock to find the south. Wait, we're in the southern hemisphere, so it actually points north. Thankfully, we aren't in the polar night yet. We still have the sun in the sky.
Her excitement soon falls into silence. Nautica shakes her head and curls up, giving the appearance of a startled armadillo.
There's no sun.
The hell do you mean? North, south, west, east. The sky is smothered under the thick cloud in every direction. Oh, so the weather deteriorated so much that there is no sun visible? Snow and mist scatter enough light to see. The now red sun lies hidden away.
Manus Vindictae's ritual is affecting the day and night cycle.
Don't worry, Miss Amundsen. There must be another way. Timekeeper, I suggest we try to exit this area first.
Agreed. We can't afford to risk any more time in here.
That was a 2, that is a 1. Are they retracing their steps at this point? Well, that's a 4. No, that's a 6. Never mind. So they are back where they started.
We're back at the beginning again.
Concerning.
I've been keeping an eye on the sled dog's footprints. We've been following them all this time, yet we still seem to be going in circles.
So this has to be some kind of an arcane effect in action.
How did they disappear, along with Miss Radio?
Is this a trap? A trap that only lets dogs leave? I don't want to be stuck here forever. The ruins are just behind the pass. They're so close. Is it really impossible to get there? But Matu told me that it's different this time. This is the closest I've ever been.
Why are you listening to the unknown voices in your head? Her voice shakes as she looks into the distance, brimming with expectation. And better question yet, why is everyone else around her ignoring her, referring to an unknown imaginary friend?
Across this land, the Mother's light is sown, and through all things, her spirit clearly shone. This is what I came for.
Well, we can hear the doggos. Faint barking drifts out from the labyrinth's end, distorted by distance. It ought to be less than a mile away, but seems now to extend into an unimaginably vast space, distorted by the labyrinth's power.
The sled dogs followed Dr. Doris' scent from the typewriter.
That's right. And the direction of their barking is consistent. So, unless the labyrinth has been designed to carry sound in a particular direction, they must have made it through to the other side, where the ruins are. Which means Dr. Doris must have made it through the labyrinth too.
Presumably.
Exactly. Although we can't be sure whether she was guided here. Let's assume that she was alone.
Then, despite the fact that she's blind, somehow she didn't get trapped by these stone walls.
This Dr. Doris you're looking for, she's blind?
Yes. Nautica gasps in surprise, lifting her head from the snow.
Yes, she always covers her eyes with a patch or bandage.
A look of intense focus settles on Nautica's face.
Through Giant Mother's bones, the path is laid. In bloody pain, eternal life is made.
Okay, and what does that vague post mean?
The blind seer walks, and we her path do take. For all will shift in the Evernight's wake.
Are those proverbs from the legend of the Mother Spirit?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Could this folktale from your hometown actually derive from reality?
Well, most of them do to some extent.
Even in my hometown, many people think this proverb is an expression of the people's want for spring after the long polar night. But I've always thought that there is something else behind it. You see, the blind Dr. Doris wasn't trapped, and the dogs who followed their noses also made it through the labyrinth.
Well, yes, they were in the... Oh, so both the dogs and Doris didn't use their eyes to find the exit, so... What, you have to close your eyes and ignore what you are seeing to exit?
We looked around this labyrinth. We looked for landmarks and for clues. We even looked for the sun to guide us. We looked. That's the difference between us and them. We've only been using our eyes.
So what else can you use to navigate in this situation? Sound? Follow the barking? Or what?
Are you saying that...
Maybe, if we close our eyes, the true direction will be revealed.
Close your eyes, Vertin.
37.
Only when your eyes are closed will your mind open up.
Clear clues, simple deductions, familiar theories.
It's worth a try. We don't have any other ideas at the moment. We trust you.
Their ice-cold hands clasped together.
Are you ready to walk in the darkness, ladies?
That's a weird pickup line. Closes her eyes. It's pitch black around you. We'll have to feel our way forward. Choose your direction and explore the maze step by step. As you explore in darkness, your awareness will fade. Find the exit before your disorientation reaches 100. When you are unsure of where to go, tap to activate Mind's Eye and find the right way. After use, it requires 2 rounds to recharge. Let's move out. Okay. Ever heard of the left-hand maze rule? But I did. They say if you follow your left hand along the wall, you'll eventually find the exit. There are exceptions to that rule, but it's a simple one, yes. Yes, because a maze can be seen as 2 sections divided by the correct path. Follow the edge of one and you'll inevitably reach the exit. That makes sense. Why don't we give it a try? Ah, my glove stuck frozen to the rock. Okay. So now what? Let's guess. Several distant barks echo, but the direction is unknown. Okay. There's nothing left to feel but cold stone, and the frost hardened. Was hardened what? It's invisible. Okay. Oh, Martin, I've got an idea. What if we try climbing the rock face? I could find us the exit. It could find us the exit, but it's also risky. Actually, I'm quite experienced with hopping over walls. You would be. Though I'm not sure snow-covered rocks are as easy to vault as school fences. Okay. I think we are following the right direction. The darkness is... Oh, God damn it. I didn't manage to read that. Yep. Another fork in the road. Since our scientific tools aren't working, perhaps it's time for some arcanum. A pair of the divining rods or a pendulum would help, but unfortunately our supplies are limited. All we got is the golden fleece, an Ouija board and some incense. Wait, the Ouija board? Could we try contacting the dead? Maybe there's a friendly soul nearby who will show us the way. If they knew the way out, would they still be wandering around here as ghosts? Viscous liquid seeps into every crack between the stones. The scent of blood hangs heavy, demanding caution. Okay. There are some uneven imprints here. It seems someone's been through this way. Timekeeper, want to open your eyes and take a look? Let me feel them first. A forked tubular protrusion with a faint traces of arcane energy. Maybe it's an ancient fossil of some kind. Creatures with a similar shape have existed since the late Cambrian. No, Timekeeper. The imprint is over there. That's my hand. Okay. A wind blows here, cold enough to... Okay. Did we find the exit? I think we did. Through the darkness, she follows old footprints along paths of melted and refrozen ice.
The snow here feels different. It's harder than the last path we were on. I don't think we came this way when we were following the dog's footprints. Did we?
Basalt, stone walls. A path that can't be found with open eyes. I see it now. The designer of the labyrinth used these stone walls to create an optical illusion. We miss this entrance over and over again.
Right. Even if the dogs hit into a wall, they could still follow the scent. Of course! The Mother Spirit is always right.
Righty then. Is that Doris?
I think I see her.
What do you see, Vertin?
No. No. It's gone.
Take my hand, Timekeeper.
Darkness floods her vision, but the edge of the gloom still reveals a scattering of faint light. Through this flickering, directionless world, a golden melody pierces the silence.
Miss Erd, what is the answer that you're searching for?
Footsteps? Timekeeper? Miss Sinetto? Miss Amundsen? Is that you?
A familiar voice calls out.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. You have no idea how many times these reckless dogs almost flung me off their backs.
Miss Radio.
Oh, Miss Radio. Great.
Okay, so they found their way out.
We made it out of the labyrinth.
Flashbang. Snow and wind blur her sight. And so does it blur mine at the moment.
Where are we?
The wilderness lies silent. The cries of an ancient creatures, streams bordered by tropical jungles, and the life they held, all that once flourished. God damn it. The life meaning emerges at the confluence of cosmic dust and time. When it comes to its silent sounds, its texture, shape, it just follows the... Damn it. Across the firmament, the rhythm has been stuck. Can I read this in peace? Yes, I can. The wilderness lies silent. The cries of ancient creatures, streams bordered by tropical jungles. And the life they held, all that once flourished and has since vanished in the barren land. Life's meaning emerges at the confluence of cosmic dust and time. When it comes to its silence and sounds, its texture and shape, it just follows the flow without compromise or resistance. Okay. Her initial excitement dulls into a daze. She stands frozen, unable to look away. She clenches her trembling fingers, tilting her head up to hide the tears mixed between joy and fear.
I made it. I found it. It's real. The Mother Spirit does slumber far to the south. The legends are true. And I found it.
It's an ancient architecture whispers. Its ancient architecture whispers out forgotten histories. The air hangs so heavy that Nautica's sobs seem to sink straight into the earth.
We should keep moving. I have a feeling that all our questions will be answered once we pass through that gate.
So they found something, at the very least. The unsettling sun's cold light bounces between the walls until the heavy door swallows the last glimmer. A colossus frozen in the sky that gazes down upon all visitors. It silences an acknowledgement that they have passed the first trial. Okay, to be continued. Go. Before we continue, I'm gonna grab something quickly, so be right back. And I'm back. Okay, continuing.
Congratulations, you cleared the stage. Though I hardly thought it'd take you so long.
La-di-da. Try it yourself then.
The answer was right in front of you the whole time. Just cover your eyes. Funny, you had to do the very thing the enemy wanted you to. That was your third lesson. Hands serve to control. As for the first and the second, well, you've already seen the digestive and excretory systems. Save us both the time and look over your logs if you're curious. Back to the topic. You almost died in there thanks to the false intel from your eye scouts. Luckily, Brain Command reacted quickly enough to prevent the worst from happening. You better set a second in command to avoid this kind of thing happening again.
It shows my heart.
The ever-beating strategic center, the hub that every drop of blood must pass through, the violently beating when agitated. The most reliable organ, besides the brain, because it has to be. If only it didn't have a mind of its own. That'll surely lead to destruction, whether it beats fast or slow.
Should be a critic.
It wasn't my intention to talk like a Renaissance artist. But when you reflect on Michelangelo's painting on that grand ceiling, there's no choice but to do so. The key to creating life could be either the Hall of Wisdom or the Land of Birth. So, you should understand art a little better now.
I have no idea what he was vague posting about at the very end. Sweet. Okay. So we'll do part 12, and this will be the final part, I think, for today. Just another Laplace experiment. Okay. There was a savior. Rather than radium, commoner than water, crueler than truth. Children kept from the sun, assembled at his tongue to hear the golden note turn in a groove. Prisoners of wishes locked their eyes in the jails and studies his keyless smiles. Dylan Thomas. Okay. The edge of the water resists change in its own way. Frozen soil, stagnant time, and roaring winds. Yet the battleship's armored prow surges forward, blast waves shattering every obstacle. Magnus's scream sinks beneath the sea, staining the thick ice crimson.
Raiders out. No sonar contact. Targets eliminated. We got them.
Good work, everyone. But let's not start celebrating yet. The ice is getting thicker. We are entering an ice zone. Notify all bridge personnel to reduce speed. Engineer, what's the damage report?
The Magnus hit our portside propeller. We're down to about 20% thrust on the steering, sir.
The sentry bursts through the door.
Visual on an iceberg at 12 o'clock! It's closing in fast!
The captain leans into the high-powered telescope.
A speeding iceberg? Really? What did I tell you about staring at the snow too long? It messes with your vision.
The first mate takes the telescope next.
Idiots! That's no iceberg! It's a fin! A massive one! Something's under the water!
Huh, okay.
A Leviathan!
Another pet from Manus Vindictae, I'm guessing. A shiver runs down the captain's spine.
Triglav, all systems engage.
Weapon targeting systems were alive, but the bottom of the battleship takes the first brutal hit.
All units, report your status. Water in main battery magazine. All watertight compartments are under pressure. Captain, we're going down!
Unfortunate.
Understood.
Flames erupt across the nearby sea as the frigate's fuel tanks ignite in the blast.
For all these years, we have fought side by side with Triglav and the 3 frigates. Not once have these old girls let us down.
The menace must be desperate to stop our landing. Sending a Leviathan after us of all things.
The captain stares at the colossal creature as it looms closer and closer. Its piercing shriek tears through the air as a prelude to another charge.
Let them try. The Foundation will not be stopped at the Ross Sea.
The captain presses the communicator on his chest.
Triglav to operations. Initiating detonation of the onboard array.
Interesting. Static hisses briefly before the signal dies over Antarctica. Yet within moments, precise and clear orders are reissued.
Operations to Dida. Steer clear of the ice zone. Fall back to defense line A2.
You made your way here, through the Ross Sea. The front lines must have given you a grim taste of the war. The Manus won't let the Foundation set foot on Antarctica, not without a fight. The ritual is too important. They will stop at nothing to see it happen.
And why are you telling us that?
So here's my offer. Reciprocity. As a gesture of good faith, allow me to share some intel on their movements with you first.
And what do you want in return, in practice?
There's a ruin of an ancient city deep in the heart of Antarctica. That is where the ritual will be held.
A ruin? Here?
Against that mountain, yes. But it isn't just any ruin. It's Manus Vindictae's stronghold. Rituals, preparations, high-level meetings. That is where they all happen.
So is this place built by Manus Vindictae originally, or did they just find and inhabit it?
In order to secure the continent, they have fortified the coastlines, covering every possible landing point. The Order of Enlightenment is stationed at King Edward VII Peninsula. The Apostles' Brotherhood controls Mary Birdland, and the former Xeno Sentinel unit has deployed its forces along King George V coast. The terrain is already a natural fortress, but that wasn't enough for them. They have deployed a number of arcane-modified beasts, several Magnus and a Leviathan, if my intel is correct.
Oh, no way! A Leviathan? I heard you could sink Australia with one of those things.
Wait, what? Australia as the continent? Mulder presses the communicator to her ear as battle reports crackle through.
Not anymore. The Triglav just blew it up and sank with it in the explosion. She was one of the Foundation's best battleships. A heavy price to pay to only reach a stalemate. If I were you, I wouldn't count on support from the Foundation forces. They are already spread thin, just holding the front line.
She's not wrong, honestly.
You need a plan to complete your mission without their help. And if you are as smart as you hope you are, you will see that this map is your best shot at reaching the city without getting caught in their territory.
It all sounds too convenient, boss. We've got no clue what she's really up to.
Ulrich's head remains bowed, only the crackle of her secrets breaking his silence.
Fair enough. But know that the Admiral has ordered the coastline be sealed. I can't let you pass, at least not without a deal. Whatever your purpose is, you won't make it further without some assistance.
Fine.
Seriously?
He lifts his fishbowl head and the fluid remaining in a steady flow.
I'm meeting with the timekeeper at the site of the ritual.
Ah, brilliant.
Now it's the guard who lowers her head as if surrendering to defeat.
What's the timekeeper doing there?
Ulrich raises his tight hands.
I'm not saying another word until you remove these cuffs.
I don't think she's going to fall for that.
You think you're in a position to bargain?
Bargain? You were the one suggesting reciprocity. Hardly seems reciprocal to keep us locked up, don't you think?
Or maybe she will. The key clicks into the handcuffs lock, the bolt turns, and then the now freed captive flexes his wrists.
We really are here because of a song. The record is the key to everything. In 1995, before the world was afflicted with the storm, this record, along with its arcane record player, was sent into space aboard the Regulus Space Telescope, serving as the power source of the satellite. For 12 years, it took pictures and transmitted them back to Earth. Then, in 2007, the satellite crashed near Aldeburgh, destroying everything but this record in the process.
2007. That would have been 1966, right after the Sixth Storm.
Precisely. A rock music enthusiast from that era found the record and later brought it to Laplace. She is now a member of the Timekeeper Squad. The last image transmitted from the satellite was time-stamped April 16th, 2007. Even after the storm sent everything back, the satellite's timeline kept moving forward.
Are you saying that the satellite crossed the storm? How?
That's what they are trying to figure out.
We believe it's because of this record. It's the only material that has been proven to be immune to the storm. In our previous experiments, it reduced the severity of the storm syndrome afflicting one of our researchers and slowed its progression on me.
Wait, what?
But those results were from small-scale isolated tests. We've never tried it in a real storm. Since replicas of the record haven't demonstrated the same immunity as the original, we've developed an upgraded amplifier system for it. Now, when played on our upgraded player, this record can create an immunity zone with a 2.5-mile radius.
That's decent, honestly.
But the immunity isn't permanent. We found that the element Regulus in the record is consumed every minute it plays. At best, we're looking at 12 minutes of protection with this original copy.
Still better than nothing.
If Manus Vindictae succeeds in triggering another storm with their ritual, this record may be our last line of defense. That's why I brought it here. And that's why I need to get it to the Timekeeper. Should the worst happen, at least we can minimize the damage. And I'll be able to see how it works during an actual storm. An invaluable boon to our research.
Sounds like Laplace has made remarkable progress since the Equilibrium umbrella.
Kind of.
I have to say, I'm impressed.
So, there it is. All my cards on the table. What have you got for us?
The actual location of the ritual is in a sanctuary hidden in the heart of that mountain behind the city ruins.
Okay.
First a city, now a sanctuary. Boss, she's got to be messing with us.
I don't think that she has any reason to at this point.
I am telling the truth. There is a tunnel in the city that leads into the mountain. Only the chosen are allowed through. And you can bet that the tunnel will be heavily guarded.
Mulder turns aside, processing the information absorbed from Ulrich.
2.5 miles of immunity, you said?
That's right. I'll need to know the size of the city and the length of the tunnel to figure out the best placement for the record.
I have an idea. The mountain's interior is hollow. The sanctuary sits right in the heart of it. It used to be an active volcano, but it hasn't erupted for centuries. The elevation of the volcano is 11,616 feet. That's just under 2.2 miles.
Right. Ulrich exchanges a glance with the guard beside him.
Boss, it's not exactly easy to tell what you're thinking, you know. Surely you're not taking her seriously, are you?
I think that she's using them, yes, but she will want them to deploy the record, just in the place and time that she chooses. 3 figures emerge from the abandoned research station, now repurposed as a field hospital. The two freed captives adjust their clothes, ready to depart. Modi hands them the map to the guard.
Scaling the mountain isn't going to be easy. I have marked the dangerous areas on this map. Try to avoid them when planning your route.
So she is really letting them go. Interesting. The guard nods and receives the map.
Before you go, let me make one thing clear. This is just my advice. Whether you take it or not is up to you. If just the two of you go up the mountain, you may keep yourselves out of the enemy's sides, but it will be highly dangerous. There will be no saving you if something goes wrong.
Of course. We'll weigh our options before we make a move.
Good. Keep your head on straight, soldier.
So, just like that, you're letting us walk out of here? With the record and a map? You call it reciprocity. But what's in it for you?
It may have just been the wind or a trick of the eye, but for a moment Moldir seems to smile.
Arcana's death hasn't weakened Manus Vindictae. In fact, they have kept the Foundation very busy, taking different names and causing chaos around the world.
Yes, what about it?
They rallied their followers, journeyed across the globe, and set the stage for their ritual on this barren land. And all right under everybody's noses. They planned every step, but you just barged in here with nothing but a record and an idea. If you were my soldiers, I would have thrown you out of my camp by now. That said...
He returns the record to its rightful owner with a solemn gesture.
I would rather see the storm end than see you fail.
Interesting. So she would rather see them succeed over the storm than her side succeed over using the storm. Ulrich accepts the record in turn.
Well then, thank you for your help.
After a final handshake, Ulrich turns towards the snowfields with his guard. A few steps later, he looks back. Ah, flashbang.
Why don't you come with us?
Me?
Look, we may be rushing in there like a couple of idiots, but if this works, if it really stops whatever scheme the Manus are brewing, don't you want to see it for yourself?
It doesn't matter what I want. I have orders.
His spare fluid flickers a few times before he walks into the gathering powder snow without another word. Moldir snaps a salute to Ulrich. Honestly, Moldir is very complicated mentally. She does quite the mental acrobatics to follow her orders, yet do what she finds to be the right thing to do. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Outdoor experiment. We suggest that every researcher continue regular exercise or else apply for an exoskeleton from their institution. Go to the experimental site.
Oh, I knew this wouldn't exactly be a Sunday stroll.
Having Igor for a father makes you bad in the head? Well, yeah. Igor's raising methods are not exactly conducive to mental health, it seems. The guard pushes another obstructing boulder aside with effort.
But I didn't think we'd literally be carving our own trail through the wilderness.
Could be worse, could be still captives.
Boss, at this rate, the world would be an absolute bedlam by the time we reach the top.
Hold on. Let me check the map the lieutenant gave me.
Lieutenant Moldir. As grateful as I am that she set us free, which I absolutely am, I have to say, this isn't exactly the type of freedom I imagined.
Well, what did you expect? A sandwich for the road and a pat on the head? There's a rustling sound.
Who's there?
The guard fumbles for her gun, only to smash her elbow against the very boulder she just moved.
Ouch!
Good job there. Several critter-like creatures burst forth from the snow. Penguins! And this one has a... personal bag of sorts? Okay.
Penguins? Here?
The penguins charge toward the climbers, their beaks ready.
Hey, give that grenade back!
Their beaks are already picking at the coats.
No interference, right, boss? I mean, you're not going to make me fight a penguin, are you? Look at their little faces.
Well, would you rather see them blow up from the explosives that they just stole?
All members of the Sentinel Unit Antarctic Advance Party, attention!
I beg your finest pardon? The penguins wobble into the perfectly aligned row like well-trained circus performers, or perhaps even soldiers.
Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Rookie guard, check. Awakened researcher with a fish tank for a head, check.
Sir, who are you?
Mr. Ulrich, allow me to apologize for the shock my jits have given you.
That's a squirrel. Okay.
They're jumpier than a spring cricket at the moment. A lot of them just lost some dear friends of theirs after getting back from Florida. Brutal, really.
Are those penguins your friends? The little rodent standing before Ulrich snaps off a salute.
Penguins? In Florida?
I mean, I've heard of weirder things in Florida.
And a squirrel in Antarctica?
Not just any squirrel. You're looking at a sergeant, Missy. Sergeant Buddy Fairchild, reporting for duty.
To be fair, if you watched Ice Age, this is not the first time a squirrel reached Antarctica.
We've been waiting here on account of the lieutenant's order. I've been tasked with being your official Antarctic guide. And it's a good thing, too, because you sure ain't gonna find no one else to guide you around these parts.
I have several questions.
The lieutenant? You mean Moldia?
Sure is shooting. Her message came in earlier today. Told me you're fixing to scale that there mountain. Gave me the job of getting you there.
Interesting. Okay. And the penguins are doing here what exactly? In unison, the entire penguin squad delivers a textbook Xeno salute.
Moldia, I could kiss you.
Fair enough.
Sergeant Fairchild, you and these troops are under Muldear's command.
Seems like it. Ulrich struggles to process the surreal scenario. You and me, buddy.
Let's skip the pleasantries, shall we? The lieutenant's orders were as clear as the day is long. If you really want to help your friends and save the world, then we better get your behinds up that mountain quicker than a cat on a hot tin roof and get that record playing.
I love his accent.
Now let's get moving before the Menace get their ritual going.
Save the world? I had no idea she thought so highly of us.
I'm guessing that those were not her exact words. Buddy Fairchild clasps his hands behind his back, tapping the ground with his feet.
Now let's see here.
Circling Ulrich with paws still firmly behind his back, Buddy Fairchild sizes him up with a critical eye.
Mountain ain't no Everest, but it sure is a storm in July to be a tough climb for y'all big and tall uns. Well, can't never could. Buckle up, folks. I don't want to see no bodies tumbling down the mountain. You hear?
Aye, aye, Captain. This is a long segment. Expecting this to be shorter. The path is steep and treacherous. Tread carefully. Okay. Press and hold anywhere on the screen. Okay. As you hold, a white circle appears and gradually expands. Release when the white circle enters the green zone to jump onto the next platform. Okay, easy enough. Hop. Listen up, Palance. From here on out, you best follow my lead. If you fall and crack that fishbowl of yours, it won't be a no laughing matter. I have an emergency plan. If things go wrong, we can use my thermos. Do what exactly? Replace the head? Solid trap, soldier. Let's just pray we don't need it. Stay sharp. Eyes and ears open. Ya hear? Well, that's easy enough. Excellent. Now I have 3 penguins, penguin guards. I'll be sure to ask their names to include them in the acknowledgement section. I guess that's a first, crediting the random penguins in your research papers. Calling the timekeeper, this is Ulrich. Damn it, the Foundation's communications are barely getting through. What's up? Lost contact with your pals? Lieutenant Smolder's intel about the ritual is critical. I have to report it to the timekeeper as soon as possible. But the blizzard's too heavy, and the mountain's too tall. We need to find a location suitable for our shortwave radio. No sweat, partner. Just leave it to me. So what kind of spot we are looking for? Electromagnetic waves get absorbed and reflected by terrain. Direct waves give off stronger signals than reflected off diffracted ones. Or diffracted ones. So fewer obstacles between us and the Timekeeper's team, the more likely we are to make contact. Of course, the state of the ionosphere still affects a few. Sergeant Farchard, are you listening? Huh? Of course I am. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as ever. So, you need a clear spot facing the city ruins, right? Then you folks do your thing, and I'll scout on up ahead. Keep your peepers open for my markers. Okay. Ah, I see his trail just ahead. Let's hope this squirrel is reliable. Well, if it's part of the Igor's army, technically, then it's probably reliable. Well, yeah, radio working. No response, but there are no issues with the signal. The timekeeper must be busy. Don't you worry, it's all clear ahead. You can holler for your pulse anytime you like. I'll admit that you've got a knack for science. If you make it back alive, I wonder if you would consider joining the Laplace Scientific Computing Center. I'm certain my colleagues would have no issue in accommodating another unusual arcanist. Shucks, I'm flattered, but I'd be keen for a visit, but I'm afraid I'm done already sworn my loyalty to Lieutenant Mulder. Okay. Gonna scout on ahead? Save your lecture for later. Keep moving and try not to let your brain freeze through. Alright. He's by far the smartest squirrel I've ever met. That's not a high bar to pass, honestly. I should talk to him about the record later. You may have some unique insight on the matter. If you are asking squirrels for scientific insights, then you should rethink your life choices. Let's be honest. I forgot to tell him that my carrier fluid doesn't freeze below minus 80 Celsius. But considering the potential for metal to turn brittle in extreme temperatures, I'd better move fast. Okay. Okay. This spot looks good. We've got a direct line of sight to the city ruins, so that signal should carry. Let's just stop now. It's dangerous here. We gotta keep moving. Dangerous? We are the only ones here, and the slope is quite gentle. The avalanche risk is less than 0.5%. I need to establish communications. This intel must reach Timekeeper now. But Mr. Ulrich, don't you smell that? Air's dusty. Something's lying in wait for us. The Timekeeper's in danger. If we lose this comm window, the next one won't come easily. You two go on without me. The risk is mine to take. But boss, that goes against my orders. Relax, just hand me the thermos. I'll know when to hide. Jesus, that segment is long. As long as a full part for the chapter. Why is the guard a squirrel this time? Well, we still don't have an answer why we are being led by a squirrel. Well, we've got some kind of an answer, but it's not a satisfactory one. Starting transmission to the Timekeeper. Let's hope nothing goes wrong. Ah, flux. Maybe because animals are cheaper labor force? Technically, that's possible, honestly. Can I change units? Doesn't seem like it. So we are using a fat squirrel and a awakened ferrofluid. Okay.
At the ready, penguin pals.
Okay, what do they do? I know that Ulrich uses channel skills.
Let's make a scene.
What is this buff? Self-buff. Let's first use channel skills from Ulrich.
Time to crack some code. An accurate reading. An adequate sample. Interception detected.
Alrighty. Now let's try his skills and see what happens.
I salute you.
Also, that squirrel is leading 3 penguins as his personal subordinates, so that's a thing as well.
Hold on.
Oh, we are frozen. That's unfortunate. What can I do now? Suppose I can do that. Nothing else. Okay.
I'll get ya.
Hurts and stings. Let's drop an ultimate.
Algorithm. One that can only exist in theory.
Come on, pals.
Enumeration is a last resort, but sometimes it can work a miracle.
Get a taste of this.
Okay, impressive. So that nuked them.
Another perfect combination of reason and passion.
Goody. How much of this is left? Look, I get you're worried about your pals, but this fancy radio of yours just ain't worth it. The equipment isn't my concern, see? I have a backup units. All it takes is a little paperwork at headquarters. Now wait just a dang minute. What if you fall off next time? Fine. Just since you got the patience for all them foundation forms, we'll take it low and slow. Just follow your guide. We'll make it work. But every step we take this way takes us further from the Timekeeper. Compared to Manus Vindictae, we are moving at a snail's pace. Never thought I'd wish penguins could fly. Funny you mention it. back in Florida, these fellas did a couple of flying lessons from Tripodero. Really. Coast furthest they ever got was the other side of the creek. Ha! Now go on and tell me some more about those shortwaves and bouncy signals. Your guide will find just the spot for ya. Double time now. I don't wanna see no more nasty surprises. Okay. If I knew that this was going to be this long, I would have not jumped into it today. This time to think outside the tank. Maybe I can rig a radio antenna kite. Hey, forget it. Nothing will work in a force 8 Antarctic gale. Okay. How far away are we? Yeah, climbing faster than a squirrel on a nut chase. Maybe being tall ain't so bad. Much appreciated. This body has certainly proven well suited to mountain terrain. I'll be sure to add it to my field report. Ha! Wouldn't mind getting one of those fancy climbing suits myself. While your boss is fiddling with the equipment, how about you and I take a little break, huh? I got plenty of frozen fish. Huh? Okay, so that's a signal from Vertin. Hello, Mr. Ulrich. This is Vertin. Go ahead. We are getting a unit out of this?
A brand new home and a whole new world to discover.
Okay, we've gotten a free squirrel.
So dang long to introduce me to you. Don't tell me they really believe that hooey in the papers.
That's news to me. New unit acquired. So, this will be it for today's stream, but before we wrap up, I'll make another pull on the banner for Rhiannon. Maybe we'll get another copy of her. We've got still 60 pulls until the 200 breakpoint. A better planned DPS than Noir and Elizabeth. Really? The fat squirrel is actually useful, you say? Fair enough. Okay, let's give it a spin and let's see what happens. Yep. Ooh, not even a 5-star. Unfortunate. So that's a big nothing. Oof, indeed. Well, now we are waiting till Wednesday for another pull. I wish that I could just get another copy of her till the 200 breakpoint and I'll be happy, honestly. I don't need much more. So, thank you for watching if you did. If you missed anything from the stream, I recommend going to my YouTube channel, where all my VODs are available forever. It's linked in the description on Twitch and available through the command in chat, !YouTube. And the schedule for this week is posted on my Discord server as per usual. The link to it is linked in the description on both Twitch and YouTube. And you can use the !Discord command to get the link directly. I'll be taking like an hour break and I'll be back with Cyberpunk 2077. So again, thanks for watching.